Hello everyone and welcome to Capcom's Resident Evil announcement theory discussion. I'm going to let this video be showcased from the Summer Games Fest and then we'll get into the discussion.
We all know very well. Please check this out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And to celebrate early, a special message from Takeuchi-san.
マギーさんありがとうございます。カプコン竹内です。皆様のおかげでバイオハザードも30周年を迎えることができました。ありがとうございます。さて、お待たせしているバイオハザードの最新作なんですが、もう少しだけ、あと瞬きするぐらいの間だけお待ちいただければと思います。それでは、これからもバイオハザードシリーズよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
So, Capcom announced on March 2026 Resident Evil is going to be celebrating its 30th birthday, meaning it's highly likely we're going to be seeing Resident Evil 5 Remake and possibly another game alongside of Resident Evil 9 announced at the Tokyo Game Show, which will take place on September 25th, 2025. As you can see here, I did research on every Resident Evil game release date so far, trying to figure out what game could be coming next. I know there is a lot of chance of many Resident Evil games coming out, but here are my picks. I also wanted to discuss if you think Capcom continue what they have been doing so far by giving us a free game with a mainline Resident Evil, and which game do you think is going to be free with RE9. The reasoning for my theory of Resident Evil 5 Remake will be coming is pretty clear. If you've ever finished Resident Evil 4 Remake towards the end of the game, you'll know. I won't spoil anything for those who haven't played it yet. Also, as you can see here, Resident Evil 5 originally came out on the same month of March, which Resident Evil will be turning 30, and to be fair, the games that mostly need a remake is Resident Evil 5 and 6. I don't think Resident Evil 1 will get a remake because I think it's perfectly fine the way the story started out originally, which is possibly why they didn't remake 0. However, talking of Resident Evil 0, it did release in November 2002, so it's possible that it might get a surprise news of a remake or something, since it's within the time frame from now up until March 2026, which is the anniversary. Of course, I had to add the classic Resident Evil Copium of Code Veronica getting some news, since it did release on February 2000. Resident Evil Outbreak released on December 2003, and Outbreak File 2 released on September 2004, and also since RE9 is now going to be following the path of the Outbreak series storyline, I think Resident Evil Outbreak could possibly have a chance to get a port or a remake free with RE9. Next we have Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles released on November 13th, 2007 and Darkside Chronicles released on November 17th, 2009. Since they are rail shooters, they could be short and sweet games to release for free alongside Resident Evil 9, as well as Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D was released on June 2011, so that could be another one. Resident Evil Gaiden released on December 14th, 2001, so it's possible for some news, but if I'm honest, I don't think it'll ever get any attention. And the same could be said for Resident Evil Dead Aim, which released on February 13th, 2003. And that's it. Please leave your own personal predictions below of what Resident Evil news and announcements we could be getting from now leading up to the Tokyo Game Show September 2025 and then up to Resident Evil's 30th birthday on March 2026. Thank you for listening.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.